Welcome to our Devos this week, where we have been talking about the importance of bringing people to Christ and inviting people to the church. This is why the church exists. The church exists to bring one more person in. And this is the time and the season for it. It's Easter season. We're just a little over a week away from Good Friday here. And a week away from Good Friday. And we are right on the edge of the biggest service we have all year, where we have the most strongly worded and clearly pronounced discussion of the gospel that we do all year long. So, who is it that you're inviting? Who is it that came up in your mind this week when we talked about it in church, when we talked about it, giving invitation cards out? Who is it that's in your mind? If you have someone, there's a really good chance that you're nervous, and I get that. You're really worried about what they're going to say to you if you tell them, hey, I just want to let you know I'm a believer, I love you, and I want you to come to church with me, I'll go to dinner with you, whatever you want to say to get them to come to church. If you're nervous, I get it. So I'm going to give you the secret weapon that you have in your arsenal, and what you need to remember when you think about inviting someone to church. It's this: you have to depend on God's radical grace. You have to depend on God's radical grace. The fear that we have when it comes to sharing our faith with people comes in us putting our trust in our own ability to bring someone to Jesus. But I have a little secret to share with you. You can't even bring yourself to Jesus. Like, you are saved by grace. So how do you think those around you are going to get saved? It's not because of you, no. It's because that same grace is at work in those around you. So I'm going to encourage you with this verse. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8-9. He says, "For by grace you have been saved through faith, and it is not of your own doing. It is the gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast." If you read that verse and it means something to you, it should also mean something to you that there's someone in your life right now that you want to come to church on Good Friday. There's someone in your life right now that has been on your heart for a long time. You do not need to know all the answers. All you need to do is you need to care, and you need to believe that Jesus rose from the grave, and that it's only through Jesus that they can have a relationship with God. And because you're connected to us, you have an opportunity to invite them to one of the most life-transforming experiences that they'll ever come to. I want to challenge you to invite them depending solely on God's grace and trust Him with the results. Sure, it might get awkward, but we have awkward conversations all the time, right? You have disagreements with people politically. You're not afraid of it. You have disagreements at work. You're not afraid of it. The most important thing that you can do with your words is to talk about who Jesus is. So I want to really pray for you this week. I want you to be thinking as we move closer to Good Friday and ask yourself, who is it that God has made my one this year? Who is it that God wants me to bring to Christ this year? This is my year, and I am going to commit them to prayer, and I'm going to commit myself to God's grace.